Enough with the excuses. Enough with the fear that's been holding you back for far too long. The world doesn't care about your comfort zone. Fear is the enemy, and mental toughness is the weapon you need to defeat it once and for all. If you want to conquer fear and rise to greatness, this is your wake-up call. Let's go. Fear has been controlling your life for too long. It keeps you stuck, stops you from taking risks, and paralyzes you at every turn. But here's the truth. Fear is nothing but a lie. And today we're going to destroy it with one weapon: mental toughness. If you're ready to stop letting fear dictate your decisions and start living with unshakable confidence, you've come to the right place. Fear is not an uncontrollable force that simply takes over and overwhelms you. It's not an unstoppable tidal wave that you can't swim against. No, fear is a choice. It's a response. And like every response you have the ability to control it. Let that sink in for a moment. Fear is not the enemy. The real enemy is how you choose to react to it. Most people think fear is something they have to be at the mercy of, something they can't escape. But the truth is, you can control how you respond. You don't have to cower, retreat, or hide when fear shows up. You have the power to face it head on and walk right through it. You see, every time you hesitate, every time you freeze in fear, every time you let it dictate your actions, you're making a choice to stay small, to stay safe, to stay weak. And here's the problem with that. Every moment you allow fear to rule your decisions, you are slowly eroding your power, your confidence, and your future. You're letting the enemy dictate the terms of the battle when you were meant to lead the charge. Understand this, fear is not what holds you back. Your decision to give in to it is what holds you back. Think about the times in your life when you let fear stop you. Maybe it was the time you hesitated to take that job because you were afraid of failing. Maybe it was when you stayed quiet in a meeting, afraid of what others would think. Maybe it was the time you didn't go after that dream because you were afraid of rejection. Fear didn't stop you in those moments. Your decision to give in to it did. Fear was just a voice telling you to back down, but it was you who chose to listen to it. You allowed it to control your path. And let me tell you something, that path leads nowhere. But here's the good news, you can change it. The moment you realize that fear is nothing more than a reaction, a decision, you reclaim your power. And when you take that power back, you take control of your future, you no longer have to wait for the fear to disappear, because it never will. It's not going anywhere. What you need to do is stop reacting to it. You need to make the decision to face it with unwavering confidence. Every time you choose to stand tall, to face that fear head on instead of retreating, you begin to break its grip on you. Fear has no power over a person who has made up their mind to not let it control them. Let me be clear, this is not easy. This is not something that happens overnight. Reclaiming your power from fear takes practice, it takes consistency, and it takes courage. But it's possible, and it starts with one small decision. You choose not to be afraid. You choose to move forward despite the fear. This is where your strength lies. Not in your ability to eliminate fear, but in your ability to make a conscious decision to overcome it every single time it shows up. You control your response. You decide what fear means. Fear is not the boss of you. You are the boss of you. And the moment you recognize this truth, you start reclaiming your power. You take back the reins of your life and start leading with confidence, courage, and an unshakable belief that you can handle whatever comes your way. Fear doesn't stand a chance against someone who has learned to embrace discomfort. You see, the world doesn't reward those who stay safely within their comfort zones. It rewards those who push the boundaries, break through limitations, and do what others are too scared to do. And yet, so many people live their lives bound by the chains of their own comfort. They avoid discomfort like it's the plague, thinking it's something to run from. But in reality, discomfort is where your true power lies. Comfort zones are nothing more than mental prisons. They keep you stuck in a cycle, repeating the same old patterns, avoiding the very challenges that could take you to the next level. You won't get stronger, better, or smarter by staying inside your comfort zone. Growth happens when you step into the unknown, when you push through the fear that tries to stop you. You have to make peace with discomfort if you ever hope to conquer fear for good. It's time to stop running from the discomfort that fear brings. When you face it head on, you start to see fear for what it really is, an illusion. Fear only has power over you because you've allowed it to. Every time you step out of your comfort zone, you build mental toughness. You teach yourself that you can handle the discomfort, and in doing so, you prove to yourself that fear has no control over you. The more often you embrace discomfort, the less fear can hold you back. It becomes a distant memory, no longer a force in your life. Think about the times when you've pushed past your comfort zone and come out the other side. What did you learn about yourself? Did you grow? Did you become stronger, more capable, more confident? Of course you did. And yet so many people choose to stay where it's easy, where it feels safe. But safety is the enemy of progress. Safety is the enemy of growth. If you want to break free from fear, you have to let go of the desire for comfort. It's not about seeking discomfort for the sake of discomfort. It's about seeing discomfort as a necessary tool for growth. When you embrace discomfort, you're not just surviving, you're thriving. You're becoming the person you were always meant to be. You're becoming someone who can handle whatever life throws at you because you've built the mental strength to endure. Discomfort isn't something to be feared, it's something to be welcomed. It's the proving ground for your mental toughness. The moment you stop fearing discomfort, you stop fearing failure, rejection, and every other thing that's ever held you back. When you make discomfort your ally, you become a force to be reckoned with. You've trained your mind to push past resistance, to go further than you ever thought possible. You've become unstoppable. Fear can't harm what's already been forged in the fires of discomfort. Fear can't stop you when you've been practicing resilience every single day. So stop hiding. Step into the discomfort. It's not the enemy, it's the key to your transformation. Every time you embrace discomfort, you're not just getting stronger, you're becoming the person who conquers fear forever. And once that happens, there's nothing you can't achieve. Nothing. Mental toughness is not an innate trait. It's a discipline, a practice that takes time, effort, and unwavering commitment. Just as athletes don't wake up one day being able to run marathons or lift hundreds of pounds, you won't just automatically develop mental toughness. It requires intention, daily work, and consistent effort to strengthen the mind. Every champion, every person who has achieved greatness understands that their mental strength is what has carried them through the toughest battles. The same applies to you. To conquer fear, you must train your mind like an athlete trains their body. And let me tell you, this is where most people falter. They believe that if they just wait long enough, they'll somehow become mentally tough. But mental toughness is built step by step, rep by rep, day by day. The first part of this process is learning how to push through challenges. The human mind is designed to avoid pain and discomfort, but growth is always on the other side of struggle. As an athlete challenges their limits by lifting heavier weights or running longer distances, you must challenge your mind by confronting the discomfort that fear creates. When you feel fear creeping in, don't back down, push forward. Take one more step, even when every fiber of your being tells you to stop. This is where you develop the strength of character that will carry you through any storm. You see, fear thrives on hesitation. It wins when you second guess yourself, when you stop moving, when you hesitate to take action. To defeat it, you have to keep moving forward. No matter how hard it gets, keep going. Another key element of training your mind is maintaining focus on your goals. Fear often operates on distraction. It makes you lose sight of what's important and gets you caught up in what might go wrong. And when you face challenges, fear loves to take your attention away from the goal and focus it on every possible failure, mistake, or setback. But mental toughness means you stay locked in on your vision, regardless of what fear tries to throw at you. Athletes don't get distracted by their aching muscles or the crowd's opinion. They remain focused on the end goal, victory. Likewise, you must focus on the bigger picture and refuse to let fear or setbacks pull you off course. Keep your eyes on the prize and make the daily decisions that align with that vision. Staying committed to the journey, even when the going gets tough, is where true mental toughness is forged. You don't back down when things aren't going your way, you push harder. Every day is an opportunity to strengthen your mind. Every setback is a chance to become more resilient. Your mind must become unshakable. No distractions, no setbacks, no failures can take you off course. It doesn't matter how many times you fall down. What matters is that you get back up. You build resilience by embracing the struggle and never quitting, no matter how brutal the training gets. The mental fortitude you need to conquer fear comes from the willingness to face discomfort, push through adversity, and keep grinding no matter the circumstances. This relentless mindset is what separates those who merely dream from those who truly succeed. So stop waiting for a perfect moment or for the right conditions. Train your mind every single day, push past the fear, keep your goals in sight, and don't let anything take you off course. The more you condition yourself to act despite fear, the stronger and more resilient you become. Remember, mental toughness isn't a gift, it's a habit, a practice, and a mindset that you can cultivate every day. You've got this. Failure is not the end. It's not a roadblock or a wall. It's simply a stepping stone. Every successful person, from the titans of industry to the greatest athletes, has faced failure. But they didn't let it define them. They used it to fuel their rise. The real failure, the only failure that matters, is quitting. When you stop, when you decide you've had enough, when you throw in the towel, that's when you truly fail. The moment you quit, you give up on your potential, your dreams, and your future. But if you keep pushing, failure isn't the end. It's just part of the journey. Failure is a teacher, and the lessons it offers are invaluable. Every failure, every setback, every obstacle presents an opportunity to learn, grow, and improve. It exposes your weaknesses, shows you where you need to sharpen your skills, and helps you build the resilience necessary to succeed. Failure is a mirror. It reflects where you need to change, where you need to evolve. It's uncomfortable, it's painful, but it's also necessary. Without failure, there's no growth. Without failure, there's no real achievement. You cannot succeed without first experiencing the sting of failure. But how you handle that failure, how you choose to respond, determines your future. When you shift your perspective on failure, you stop seeing it as something to be feared and start seeing it as an opportunity to rise above. The fear of failure keeps most people trapped in mediocrity, holding them back from chasing their dreams, taking risks, and stepping out of their comfort zones. But when you stop fearing failure, you start to see it for what it truly is: a teacher, a guide, a source of fuel for your next move. When you embrace failure, you begin to understand that each setback is just a setup for a greater comeback. The key is to embrace it, to understand that failure isn't permanent. It's a temporary setback, not a permanent condition. Every time you fail, you gain new insight, new understanding, and a new level of resilience. The more failures you experience, the stronger you become. You build a mental toughness that can't be shaken. You develop a mindset that refuses to quit, that refuses to back down, that keeps pushing forward despite the odds. Success is not about avoiding failure. It's about overcoming it, learning from it, and using it as a stepping stone to higher ground. When you face failure with the right mindset, you stop seeing it as a reflection of your abilities and start seeing it as an indicator of your willingness to take risks, to grow, and to keep fighting. Successful people don't avoid failure, they embrace it. They expect it. They know that the more they fail, the more they learn, and the closer they get to success. Remember, the difference between those who achieve greatness and those who don't isn't their ability to avoid failure. It's their ability to rise after every fall. It's their determination to keep going, to keep fighting, and to keep learning. So if you've failed, don't see it as a reason to stop. See it as the push you need to keep moving forward. Failure is the end. It's just the beginning of your journey towards success. As long as you keep going, fear can't stop you. You're unstoppable. When you have a vision that's so powerful, so compelling, fear will no longer have a grip on you. You see, fear thrives on uncertainty. It thrives on indecision, on the moments when you're not sure of your next move or your next step. It makes you question your worth, your capability, and your future. But a strong, clear vision acts like a shield, a beacon of light that guides you even through the darkest moments. The moment you have a clear vision of what you're working towards, fear no longer has the power to paralyze you. It can try to sneak in, but it won't succeed. A strong vision will drown it out every single time. A powerful vision is a force that propels you forward. It doesn't just give you a reason to wake up in the morning. It gives you a reason to take action, to keep moving forward, even when things get tough. Think about the people in your life who inspire you. The ones who've accomplished incredible feats, who've made a real difference. They didn't get to where they are by listening to their fears or doubting their purpose. No, they got there because their vision was stronger than their doubts. They got there because they refused to let fear dictate their actions. They had something bigger than fear to push them, a fire that kept them moving when others would have quit. The key to developing such a vision is to get crystal clear about what you want and why you want it. You can't just have some vague idea of success or happiness. You need a vision that's specific, that excites you, and that makes you feel alive every time you think about it. A vision that resonates with your deepest values, your purpose. This isn't just about setting goals, it's about setting a mission for your life. Something that drives you, something that fuels you when things get tough. And when you have that mission, fear can't compete. It might try to sidetrack you or get you to doubt yourself, but you'll recognize it for what it is, a distraction. And you'll move past it because you know where you're headed and why it matters. When your vision is that strong, it's not just about you anymore, it's about something bigger than yourself. It's about impacting the world around you, making a difference and leaving a legacy. A powerful vision connects you to something larger than your own fears or insecurities. And when you're connected to something bigger, fear becomes irrelevant. The setbacks, the challenges, the obstacles, they may still be there, but they won't be able to stop you. You'll keep pushing forward because your vision will be the driving force behind every action you take. Fear will always try to sneak in when you least expect it, but with a vision this strong, it will never have a chance to take root. Your vision becomes your motivation. It becomes the reason you get up early and stay up late. It's the reason you push through exhaustion and frustration. It's the reason you keep going when everyone else has given up. When your vision is clear, when it's powerful, fear has no place to dwell. It will fall to the wayside because it will never be stronger than your drive to fulfill your purpose. So make no mistake, to conquer fear, you must first conquer uncertainty. You must develop a vision that's so compelling, so irresistible, that it gives you the strength to push forward no matter what. A vision that not only guides you, but fuels you. And when you have that vision, fear will have no choice but to step aside. You're not some weakling afraid of what could happen. You're a force of nature, and fear has no place in your life anymore. The battle against fear starts right now with one simple decision: to choose mental toughness every single day. You have the power to break through every wall, crush every obstacle, and leave fear in the dust. Get up, get tough, and let's dominate the world.